Hi, good morning, and welcome to the Crowd Sport Racing headquarters. Welcome to Noel's Bulkhead. Welcome to the new bits of Noel's Bulkhead. Here we are with the footwell welded in, the offside footwell. Hope you can still hear me okay. Just getting a screwdriver. Right, so I just wanted to show you before I go any further with this footwell. We put this in yesterday. I plug welded it all in, so very carefully removed the inner flange, which was of the old footwell, which was all the way around here. Had to carefully extract that. Obviously on this side the A post was so knackered that all of this was replaced anyway, so when this piece went in it didn't have an inner flange to it. The top also had a flange which had to be very carefully removed. Very important to get rid of everything so that this panel here sits absolutely up against there as tightly as it possibly can, and it is in there tightly. So we welded this on yesterday, and you can see just overnight, whilst I haven't done anything with this, rust has formed already, and you can see the welds coming through from the other side. Now obviously I haven't ground any of this down or cleaned it up yet with the wire wheel on the grinder, which I'm going to do. I can see tiny little bits just starting in there. It's really damp atmosphere in Gwent the last few days, and it's pretty cold. It's too cold for my dehumidifier to work, which is a bit of a shame. It stops working when the temperature drops below 5 degrees, so that is a shame. It works pretty well otherwise. It's sucking all the condensation out of the atmosphere. So yeah, just to say a few things which I thought were worth mentioning for people doing this job. So as you know, I was pretty pleased with this LR bulkhead panel, but it didn't come with the inner reinforcing piece, which I'm going to show you at the moment. So all of these shiny patches you can see are the plug welds that I welded the inner piece in, which I had to make. So obviously that is all ground down, which is what this piece is going to look like after I've done it. And you can see the pedal boxes are in. I have bolted them in, but they don't quite work out. These top ones up here, the holes don't line up. When I trial fitted this panel, I could see that there was going to be an issue with the top holes, and I worried that I didn't have this bit in the right place, but pretty much it only goes in one place really. There isn't a massive amount of adjustments. You've got to, as I say, you've got to get it tight up against these edges. That really is where it needs to sit. With these pedal boxes in now, I can see quite clearly that the issue with the top bolt holes not lining up is in fact where the holes have been drilled in this new panel. They're not right. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to have to sort that out. It's not a major thing at all, so I'm not too worried about it. We have endeavored to make sure that these holes line up with the reinforcing piece, which I've had on and off a couple of times, and we're all good. We need more holes drilled in here for this bracket, which is your steering box bracket. So that goes something like that. So I need a pair of holes drilled in there. That's going to be quite soon. I'm going to have to do that quite soon and get this hole for the top piece with these amazing shims, aluminium shims here, which I must admit, when I first saw them, I thought they were homemade, but they're exactly the same on the other bulkhead. And when I went to look at Bess's bulkhead, they're the same again. So that is standard Land Rover. It's a bit of a shocker. They look really, quite rubbish. Anyway, let's move on to the quality of these welds. Now you can see I've plug welded this. I've used my 7mm hole. Very important to use a hole that is at least 7mm, so that it allows you to get decent penetration on the weld. You can see how good the penetration is by looking at the other side. So I'm going to grab the camera now and take you around to this side. Put the light down and get something to kneel on because my knees. So you can see that side. There's the penetration marks, yeah. And then, sorry about that, right in front of the camera. And then down here, we've got the plug weld. Get into focus. We've got the plug welds that I've done from inside. I obviously, well, not obviously, but I didn't do them from the outside of this piece because of gravity. So they are on the outside here, but they're on the inside here. Yeah. So also now you can see this panel is the reinforcing panel that I made and welded in. And bearing in mind, I don't have a bench metal bender tool here. It was, you know, I'm pretty pleased with how that has gone in, how flushly it fits. Obviously, it was super important for this panel to sit right up against this panel, as was the original. So next, I'm going to grind down all of these welds, use the wire brush on the grinder to clean everything up, and primer all those welds, otherwise they're going to turn rusty in this atmosphere that we've got going on here in Gwent. So just a small video just to show you this basically before it gets linished, primed and sealed. You can see the standard of the work. I'm pretty pleased with how it's gone in, I've got to be honest. It's, you know, it is nice. I don't think it could be much better really. I mean, you know, if you use a spot welder, I think the end results are going to be pretty much the same. Up the top here, it is seam welded. I have run a pretty nice seam. There is some rust still up there. As you can see, I've still got to deal with that, and I've still got to put a little section. Let me put that light back down and just point to this. So this piece, that bit is through. I did pretty well actually to manage to run a bead of weld along there. So I'm going to have to either try and MIG that up or put a little tiny section in. Yes, I mean, where do you stop in there? Is the bulkhead should have gone in the bin. Anyway, we are pressing on with it, so we're doing our best. We can't afford to buy a new bulkhead, and it's looking a lot better. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and yeah, thanks again for all the subscribes, likes and comments. I always you know, love to hear the comments, and I always love to see the subscribers. There should be a like and subscribe button to hit around somewhere. I don't know where it is myself, but I'm sure you guys know where it is. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.